So the scriptures before all the allegories and stuff, like all before all the allegorical stuff, and probably like Psalms is probably older than. Well, Jesus came later and started talking in parables, right? So that would be after Psalms and after Scripture, was started. He's the fulfillment, right? So after it was started, then is it possible that Peter became a common name? So out of 12 men, one of the disciples' name was Peter, and Jesus' father being Joseph, and Joseph knowing what Patah was, who or what Patah, because at that time, or they were trying to become gods. In Egypt, the man was trying to elevate himself to God, so he became a god. So he became a stone, and a grail stone is reference to the pineal gland. In other fields of science, the pineal gland doesn't have to be the center focal point of Christendom. That's why it's weird that there's a pine cone all over the Vatican. They're not really Christians. You see, there's something going on there. Like, there's an orthodox approach to interpretation of the scripture, and you want to be brought in logically so that you can listen to the white people science and the fucking lab coats, so that when people ask me what's my reference point, I can give them peer-reviewed studies and stats that can argue and go face on off against other, fucking wrestling with bots. You're gonna wrestle with bots, and because they're trolls and bots. People they don't want to let me tell my truth. You don't want to let me tell what my truth is? Nah, that's how he's trying to play me, cuz. No, you're not gonna play me, nah, cuz. I didn't come up with that. There's a friend that says that exact same lines. Those are still lines from people, but he doesn't have a YouTube, so he doesn't need those lines. And they help me figuring out theology, so I can steal that, right? Excuse me for this, because a couple hours ago I was asleep, so all that stuff has to come out. So the pine cone, and there's a tomb where only on one day, and equinox or something, I don't know, solstice, equinox, whatever cosmic astrological event, the sun comes through a hole in the wall and a light onto the pineal gland or the pine cone in Ptah Neranra's tomb, which is illuminating, right? It's illuminating the pineal gland, right? Which is like a rosebud, but it will never blossom because the flesh is 20 times denser than plant vegetation. So if you have a chromosome that expresses itself as a gene that acts like a plant, and you think sitting on the hilltop under the lotus tree meditating, something's making you do that. Something was going to make you do that, and water is a big part. I don't even do this. I wish that was there, and I would just walk a mile, and it would be there. That'd be something I would make a picnic or something. But instead, it's what have you. It turns into a pillar of salt, like Sarah Sutanseti. Like before, there was Sodom and Gomorrah reference, right? But Sarah Sutanseti comes along one time to pay tribute to Accolade, or where somebody doesn't get their flowers, basically, but they're integral, a crucial, conscious, right? And you wouldn't know unless Sarah Sutanseti illuminated that. Then after that, he's gone, right? There's no. He's like an isotope. And then Yeah, so instead of blossoming, the pineal gland can not calcify. That's bad, right? What's the other one? Crystallize. That's bad, right? You don't want to calcify it and crystal. It's like, well, you're crystal. What's the crystallization and part of it? Like, you're supposed to crystallize, not calcify. That's the whole science of the pineal gland. Is that you're trying to something, not calcify it. What's it called? You're trying to open it. It's rosebud. It's trying to blossom, but instead it's going to turn to the pillars, a salt pillar. It's different than Kundalini. Kundalinis burn up. They don't leave hardly any residue or ash or anything. It's like burn out of existence. It's like a drag. It's like a dragon. It looks kind of like it's a spine. It's a kung fu. It's a discipline or something like that. And it's like everything deteriorates, even the gods, even mystery systems, which is just like systems of putting down mystery so that you can learn about anything. Mundane stuff too. Mundane. Don't forget about that mundane.